that's coming to fruition. So his studio's probably almost done, because I don't know how much he wants to do on location or how much he wants to do in the studio. And just to, have the opportunity to executive produce a movie, a TV series that I was in the movie for, even though it's not all based on Rich Porter, AZ, and everything else. I think it's more than that. Not I think, I know it is. But, I don't want to say too much because, somebody said I announced that I was the president or something, up everything. So I'm just gonna shut up. And when it's time to make the right announcement and tell y'all more about it.
Although this scenario didn't start out loud, some people will soon find it to be quite costly. What is now happening is a subtle change in power that has the potential to be extremely profitable. And in the center of it is a crucial name: Camron. Camron is already securing the future, while the majority of people are still mired in the past. Additionally, it appears that this action will have significant financial implications. This is when things start to get interesting. 50 Cent has been holding the cards behind the scenes for some time. He had the rights, the plan, and the rollout mapped out long before any public declarations or social media excitement. Additionally, it has been said that Camron was included in this vision nearly a year ago.
Up a post about, you executive producing a Paid in Full series. You want to tell the people about that?
Well, first of all, shout out to Star, shout out to 50. But he told me about this about a year ago, that he had the rights, maybe a little less than a year. He had the rights to the Paid in Full series. And, there's a few stories he wanted to talk about, Preacher, and he was like, he gonna let me executive produce it with him. And that was it. And we had a couple.
This indicates that this was not a spontaneous collaboration or last-minute idea. This was strategically calculated and managed, silently. And for a moment, let's be honest, Paid in Full is more than simply another early 2000s film. It is essential to street culture, the effort, the ambition, the rise and collapse of Rich Porter, Arizona. That tale is still relevant today. People study it as if it were history, cite it, and make references to it. Therefore, this isn't nostalgia for amusement when a series rebirth occurs. There is a lot of weight behind this business. This is the portion that makes all the difference. Camron isn't merely giving his name for a promo or making a brief appearance. Together with 50 Cent, he is taking over as executive producer. That goes beyond simply having access to creative input. That includes ownership, control, and long-term financial gain. That includes back-end transactions, decision-making authority, and control over the narrative and sales. And for precisely this reason, some are questioning Dame Dash's total exclusion from the discussion. Whether deliberate or not, the message is clear. The entire and complete universe is progressing, but it is doing so without him. Additionally, in this field, announcements are not as powerful as quiet. In the grand scheme of things, this is not about paying tribute to the past. It has to do with creating an empire. 50 Cent has previously demonstrated his ability to turn narrative into quick money. Not only did the Power universe endure, but it also grew. One show gave rise to specials, spin-offs, and a whole profitable brand. That blueprint has already undergone testing and proven to be effective. People aren't merely dreaming of another series when they learn that 50 Cent and Camron are collaborating on Paid in Full. The next Power-style takeover is taking place. The formula is the same, but the narrative is different. Additionally, Camron's decision to go down that path demonstrates that he is thinking much beyond actor credits or music. Timing is what makes this even more strategic. Gritty, real stories with genuine cultural origins are in high demand on streaming services. The audience is already on board with Paid in Full. Even before a single episode ends, the desire is there. As a result, Camron and 50 Cent are in a strong negotiation position right away. And the company continues to grow, even as followers argue over who should be engaged, loyalty, and credit. Deals don't wait for feelings to subside. Opportunities don't wait for long-standing relationships to mend. It all comes down to who is prepared, who is on the same page, and who is aware of the long game. When you zoom out, it appears to be a straightforward partnership, but it's actually a chess move. It's a wise move for Camron to team up with a well-known media powerhouse like 50 Cent. It confines him to an area where ownership and storytelling collide, and true riches resides in ownership.
Conversations, and when he announced it the other day, I said it almost must be time, because I know he's getting this situation together in Shreveport. They's giving him a hard time about his studio in Shreveport, but I've been looking, that's coming to fruition, so his studio is probably almost done, because I don't know how much he wants to do on location or how much he wants to do in the studio. And just to, have the opportunity to executive produce a movie, a TV series that I was in the movie for, even though it's not all based on.
Consequently, Camron is putting himself ahead of the curve while others are trapped looking back. This move means more than people realize because it's not entertainment gossip. If this series lands the way Power did, the money won't just be excellent, it'll be generational. At that point, being left out of the picture won't just hurt feelings, it'll harm coffers. This is real-time business in action. This isn't hype, so let's take a moment to discuss the numbers. This is evidence. 50 Cent didn't become successful by accident. He constructed a money-printing machine. We are discussing hundreds of millions produced by a single universe. And that's not even accounting for merchandising partnerships, international licensing, and streaming contracts. Most individuals fade away after one hit. He transformed a single concept into a whole ecosystem, and he continues to advance as if he has something to prove. This paid-in-full scenario is crucial because of this. This isn't a throwback or a haphazard reboot. This is yet another deliberate extension, and everything is altered when Camron takes over as executive producer. He does more than simply read lines, collect a check, and show up on set. He is seated at the decision-making table. Casting calls, plot arcs, tone, and direction all fall under this category. That's all now in his lane. Let's face it, 50C doesn't work on shoddy, hurried, or inexpensive projects. He prioritizes long-term benefits, large budgets, and superior quality. He is skilled at packaging a story to appeal to both the executives and the culture. Platforms trust him because of this, and his projects continue to be extended and renewed. This is where some folks find things unpleasant. In theory, Dame Dash might have been in this situation as well. The door wasn't locked indefinitely. It was completely destroyed by fire. There's no clear reason why Bridges couldn't have been active in business, creativity, or both if he hadn't been set on fire years ago. However, relationships are important in this field, and opportunities pass you by if you lose trust. That section has already been written. Just because the result is painful doesn't mean that history will change. Camron changed, while others remain trapped in their old energies.
Rich Porter, AZ, and everything else, I think it's more than that. Not I think, I know it is, but, I don't want to say too much because, somebody said I announced that I was the president or some shit and fucked up everything. So I'm just going to shut up. And when it's time to make the right announcement and tell y'all more about it, then I will. But right now, that's privy to the information that I can give you.
He didn't voice his complaints in public. He didn't look for approval, believed that he was in line with momentum. Currently, he's the one taking over that executive position while the funds continue to flow. 50 Cent values execution more than words. Results, loyalty, and vision are more important than previous accolades or awards. You remain in the game if you can move when it's necessary. The game continues without you if you hesitate or harbor resentment. Camron had a clear understanding of that task. This paid-in-full series has the potential to be equally as successful as the Power universe because of this. This is more than just a tale of hard work. The brand is well known throughout the world. Even those who haven't seen the film are familiar with its name. This type of cultural weight never goes away. It changes. Paid in Full is more than just an old movie. It serves as a point of reference. It influenced thinking, ambition, fashion, and slang. And now that the proper framework is in place, it has the potential to develop into something far larger than a single project. The options are endless: documentaries, spin-offs, and several seasons. It becomes considerably more potent when Camron is included. He serves as the link between corporate spaces and street credibility. He has an unusual understanding of both worlds. Authenticity without turmoil and commerce without soul selling are what you need. The sweet place is there. This news goes beyond entertainment. This is a real-time example of a business lesson. Ownership consistently outperforms exposure. Aligning with individuals who understand how to scale ideas is how careers become empires, and being in the room is preferable than being spoken about. Therefore, the future is already being constructed, even though some people are still debating what ought to have happened years ago. The blueprint has already been validated, the cameras are being prepared, and the checks are on their way. This move is deadly silent, and by the time it lands completely, the numbers will tell the tale more clearly than anybody could. Without even raising their voices, Camron and 50 Cent are making a big impression. It's one thing to know the streets, but the real money is found in knowing how to defend a brand and carry out a plan. At this level, talent is insufficient on its own. Control, timing, and strategy all work. When people simply pay attention to who was the hottest at the time, they often overlook that aspect. Take a look at how this is now aligning. Paid in Full isn't being viewed as a fleeting nostalgic play. It is being marketed as a whole franchise. Long-form narrative, streaming shows, and perhaps even a theatrical approach in the future. That isn't a coincidence. This rollout is intended to keep the brand profitable for years rather than just a few weeks by stretching it across several channels.
It isn't just about Rich Portese and Alpo. It's stories about different people, Fritz, Preacher, so on and so forth. But when I'm privy to give you guys more information, I will tell you more information. But I'm not jumping the gun and saying too much more than I need to tell you. But when it's time for casting and everything else, I'm pretty sure it'll be a big announcement, and we'll get down to the nitty-gritty then. But that's as much information I can give you till I speak the fifth.
Additionally, 50 Cent doesn't think tiny when he works on a project. Seasons, spin-offs, side tales, and worldwide reach. He has already demonstrated how to transform a single concept into a self-sustaining cosmos. Thus, the ceiling instantaneously vanishes when full payment is received. Camron's stance becomes vital at this point. Acting and name recognition are no longer the only factors in this. He is in a position to make use of this momentum for future agreements, media endeavors, creative collaborations, and long-term prospects that go far beyond a single project. This is how you go from being a part of the culture to having fragments of it. He's not only picking up a bill and leaving, he is constructing equity. Equity implies that as the initiative expands, so does his worth. That is the distinction between legacy money and short money. Additionally, doors that were previously invisible open once you're inside that system. Let's now deal with the big issue. This conversation would have been very different if Dame Dash had played his cards differently. The same history, the same brand, and the same cultural connections might have all been used to create something enormous. However, what may have happened is not rewarded by business. What is genuinely carried out is rewarded. Maintaining connections is what makes them important. Only when you are trusted with the future will your influence endure. The machine doesn't stop when relationships go down. It just swaps out parts. And that's just what we're witnessing in real time. This circumstance serves as a reminder that commitment and financial acumen are often even more important than aptitude. If you don't move wisely, you could be famous and yet miss the bag. The industry doesn't stop for sentimental or historical narratives. It advances with the person who comprehends the situation. This move is larger than a single show because of this. This kind of collaboration changes the way hip-hop celebrities conduct business. Fighting for credit after the fact is not the point. It's about setting yourself up early and remaining in sync with those who understand how to scale concepts. Rich Porter, Alpo, and the original cast were never the only focus of Paid in Full. It had to do with risk, ambition, and consequences. Themes that are still relevant today. These identical concepts are now being repackaged with actual infrastructure for a worldwide audience. The brand is respected on the streets, in the culture, and now in the corporate sector. That combination is uncommon and has a powerful impact. When it does occur, Therefore, the true lesson here is not gossip, but rather gaming. Camron is doing more than just paying a check. While carrying out the plan in real time, he is loaning it. He is securing a place at tables that are not frequently rotated. Additionally, the payouts continue after one season, if you're there. Careers change in this way. Moments become movements in this way. And in this way, individuals begin creating chances rather than chasing them. Once more, 50 Cent is demonstrating what many continue to underestimate. He knows just how to make a tale, an occasion, or a cultural asset into a profitable venture. Neither luck nor hype are to blame for this. It's the identification of patterns. He is aware of the intersection of business and entertainment in hip-hop, and he knows how to put himself in that position. The fact that this seems like just the first chapter adds to the absurdity of the situation. The entire cast lineup hasn't even been revealed yet. The locations, the visual style, and the entire marketing rollout are unknown to us. If history has taught us anything, it is that there is always more going on behind the scenes. Side stories, spin-offs, and extensions are not revealed until the foundation is firmly established. If the blueprint appears familiar, it is. This paid-in-full production is obviously positioned for long-term growth, much like a previous show that expanded into an entire universe. International reach, streaming arrangements, and licensing options are all possible. The momentum doesn't slow down once it begins. Instead, it doubles. And for that reason, this moment is more important than chatter about entertainment. This is a practical lesson in execution, ownership, and leverage. Control keeps you inside, but talent opens the door. Opportunity is created by timing, but alignment transforms it into longevity. That's what separates a successful moment from a long-lasting empire. Let's now tackle the question that keeps coming up. If problems are resolved in the future, is Dame Dash still able to participate? Everything is conceivable in theory. In actuality, windows don't stay open forever, and business moves quickly. A machine rarely pauses to look back after it has started rolling. Stranger things have nevertheless occurred in this sector. Alliances change, relationships are mended, and money has the power to alter discourse. Only time will tell if that door is completely closed or only cracked. However, it is currently evident who is actively constructing and who is observing from the outside. Because of this, the position as a whole is more difficult than most people realize. It's not about taking sides. It's about comprehending the dynamics of power in contemporary culture. Now that the rules are altered, the winners are those who can adjust. I'd like to hear from you now. Do you believe Dame Dash still has a place in this image? Or do you believe that chapter has been permanently closed? Let the discussion flow by leaving your comments below. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you liked this breakdown so you don't miss the next one. There will be more tales, industry developments, and celebrity drama in the near future. Don't click away just yet. For more celebrity drama that you won't want to miss, watch the following video that appears on your screen right now. I will see you in the upcoming.